positioning the front wheels of the truck on the turntables, position the clamps with the CCD sensors already mounted on the wheels. Make sure the grips are positioned correctly and in the same way on all the clamps. Turn on the sensors and level them so that only the green light remains on, then lock them in position by tightening the knob. Once the software is started, proceed with vehicle selection to compare measurements with the manufacturer's specifications during adjustment and to have images to assist in the adjustment process. Select the vehicle first by manufacturer and then by model and submodel. The vehicle specifications page allows analyzing the manufacturer's specifications to decide which operations to perform. In the axle configuration page, you can configure up to 7 axles, including 2 front steering axles and 5 rear axles. The last rear axle can be configured as a steering axle. The next phase is the run-out measurement. There are 4 run-out methods. In 2 of these, the wheels are turned by pushing the vehicle on the ground, and in the other 2 by lifting the vehicle and turning the wheels by hand. Each method is suitable for certain conditions. In this video, we will show the 180-degree run-out with the wheel lifted and the 180-degree run-out with the wheel on the ground. Let's start with the run-out with the wheel lifted. Once the front wheels are lifted, select the desired run-out method. Loosen the sensor knobs to allow them to rotate. Turn the wheel 180 degrees and confirm by pressing the OK button on the sensor after leveling it in the correct position. Loosen the knob and turn the wheel 180 degrees. Level the sensor, and confirm by pressing the OK button. Repeat the same procedure for the other front wheel. Lower the front axle and lift the rear axle. Measure the run-out on the rear wheels following the same procedure as for the front wheels. Now, let's see the run-out method with the wheels on the ground. After selecting the chosen run-out method and ensuring that sensors are leveled, confirm the position by clicking OK. Then loosen the knobs of the 4 sensors and move the vehicle backward until the wheels rotate 180 degrees. Level the sensors and press the OK button and repeat the same procedure by returning the vehicle to its initial position. Before the rear adjustment page, the chassis distance page appears to remind you to adjust the axle with respect to the chassis. Check with a ruler, and if necessary, adjust the distance between the wheels and the chassis so that it's the same for the right and left wheel. The rear and front adjustment pages display the measurements and relative tolerances of the camber and partial toe-in of both wheels. Proceed with the adjustment of the rear axle. In this video, the steering measurement is shown after the runout since the steering procedure is optional for a tractor unit. You can select from 3 steering modes: fast steering, 10-degree steering, and 20-degree steering. In this case, we chose the fast mode, which is recommended. Unlock the turntables. Steer to the left until the word stop appears. Without moving the steering wheel, wait for stop to disappear. Steer to the right until the word stop appears again. Without moving the steering wheel, wait until stop disappears and a pair of yellow triangles appear. Steer to the left until the triangles are aligned. In some cases, before the adjustment page, the software may prompt you to align the steering wheel with the thrust axis more precisely. The vehicle diagnostics page appears. Proceed with the adjustment of the just measured front axle. The adjustment procedure is simplified thanks to the remote control app, which allows you to control the software remotely. Once you have completed the adjustments, the summary page appears, summarizing the measurements before and after adjustment. From this page, you can save or print the measurements, modify the customer information, view the vehicle dimensions, and enter the maximum steering measurements. The procedure when dealing with a semi-trailer is different. Let's see how. Fit the bar on the 5th wheel pin. Fit and level the 2 front sensors on the bar. Select the correct axle configuration. An arrow will indicate on which axle to mount the rear sensors. In this case, the non-steering rear axle becomes your reference point, and the sensors will not be moved until the end of the procedure. Straighten the bar by aligning it following the on-screen instructions. Turn the adapter as indicated until the word stop appears, and lock the bar in position by tightening the knob. Lift the axle to perform the runout. In this case, obviously, the only possible runout method is with the wheel raised. The procedure is the same as the 180 degrees runout performed earlier for the tractor unit. Once the runout on the first axle is completed, you will need to proceed with its adjustment. Continue the procedure following the on-screen instructions. The yellow arrows indicate where to position the front sensors. Move the sensors from the fifth wheel bar to the axle indicated on the screen. Level them and perform the runout procedure in the same way as the previously measured axle. Once the runout measurement is complete, proceed with the adjustment of the newly measured axle. At this point, by advancing with the procedure, the yellow arrows indicate the intermediate axle. Perform the runout measurement. Once the runout measurement is complete, proceed with the adjustment of the newly measured axle. Once you have completed the adjustments, the summary page appears summarizing the measurements before and after adjustment. Now, let's see the procedure for dual front steering axle trucks. Once the software is started, proceed with the vehicle selection. Select the correct axle configuration. In this case, there are 2 front steering axles and 2 rear axles. Once the sensors are mounted on the front and rear axles as indicated by the arrows on the screen, proceed with the runout. Again, the chosen method for runout is 180 degrees with the wheel lifted. Once the runout measurement is complete, the rear and front adjustment pages will appear. Proceed with the adjustment of the rear axle. Then proceed with the steering procedure. In this case, we show the 10-degree steering. After the last operation, the diagnostics page automatically appears. Proceed with the adjustment of the just measured front axle. Following the on-screen instructions, move the front sensors to the second front axle. Perform the runout measurement. Once the runout is complete, proceed with the steering. Again, the 10-degree steering was chosen. The steering function allows measuring the characteristic steering angles: caster, SAI, steering axis inclination, included angle, and toot, toe out on turns. After the last operation, the diagnostics page automatically appears. Proceed with the adjustment of the just measured front axle. Following the on-screen instructions, move the front sensors to the rear axle. Perform the runout measurement as usual. After the last operation, the diagnostics page automatically appears. Proceed with the adjustment of the just measured axle. In the case of trucks equipped with two front steering axles, at the end of the adjustment procedure, you are asked to position the 4 measuring heads on the 2 front steering axles to adjust the parallelism between the direction of the first and the second front steering axle. Perform the runout measurement as usual. Adjust the parallelism of the 2 steering axles. Once you have completed the adjustments, the summary page appears summarizing the measurements before and after adjustment.